Good evening, everybody. What's going on? What's up, Ms. Roy? What's up, Eva? Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. I do hope you're doing well. I am tired, but a good kind of tired. A new kind of tired. Kind of tired I haven't felt in the last 9 months or so. I had my first day at a new part-time job today. It's nothing special or exciting, but it is a job and I'm doing stuff again. So, and it was pretty cool. I think the folks I'm gonna be working with are really nice, and I think it'll be a good experience. It does beat nothing. Yeah, what's that old saying? The only thing worse than having a job is not having a job. So, I'm moving up in the world. Cheese Toast, thank you for the 3-stream streak. Good evening, Manic. Good evening, Ball of Work. Good to see y'all. So yeah. I did not make that up. I am not clever enough to make that up. Somebody gave me that one. Might have been my dad. He's full of those, but yeah. I feel like somebody around here has said that too. I know I've heard it from multiple sources. So what was it? I mean, I'm working at a grocery store. One of the local grocery stores was hiring a whole bunch of people, and I was able to get in with them. So I think I'll be working in the kitchen, making stuff, and that's actually kind of cool. I might actually learn a thing or two. Yeah, it's something. Also, good evening, Justin Brett. Good to see you. Okay. I'm actually really excited about this. The store does have 2 sushi chefs, actual Japanese sushi chefs, and I'm really excited to talk to them. Maybe I really can learn a thing or two. Yeah, they do have sushi at groceries now. Some of these places take them really seriously too. I gotta be honest. The sushi at our place looks really good, so I haven't tried it yet, but yeah. So yeah, it's nice. Uptown Cali grocery store. Yes. This is a Los Angeles area grocery store, so it's not Safeway. It's not Food Lion if you're from the South. Had a good Pathfinder session. The PCs explored a haunted glassworks. Their characters of previous campaign exploded 20 years ago in game and put Ghost Trap there to rest. Oh, that sounds really fun. That sounds really cool. I love, like, it's been a long time since I did proper tabletop role-playing, but I remember, like, doing callbacks and stuff like that was always really fun. I let one game I ran when I was in college, I remember, I let one of the characters turn evil. One of the player characters. I let one of the player characters turn evil. They abdicated their character to me on the condition that they could make a new character who was like a hitman tasked with killing their first character. And I was like, yes, sir, we can do that. And it was super fun. Boy, that song cut off really abruptly. I thought something went wrong. What's up, Satellite? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Ain't no Price Chopper. I don't know. Could be fun working in a place called Price Chopper. So, y'all ever go into stores? Y'all ever go into stores that just kind of depress you by their very aura? I don't know if y'all have ever been in a Big Lots, but like ever since my childhood, Big Lots has been like the most depressing store in the world to me. Like I feel that, yes, I've been to Dollar General. Yeah, I could just every clothing store. Yeah, I could feel the joy being sapped from my life being in a Big Lots. So I will say the grocery store I'm working in actually feels really nice. It is quite modern and nice and such. So. And I will have a delicious drink tonight. You know what? Things are pretty good at the moment, chat. I gotta say, things are looking up. I've seen the inside of paycheck loan places. Wow, yeah. I don't think I can top that. Our big lots died and the exterior is now only marginally sadder. The corpse-like husk of the store. Well, it didn't improve matters, but... What's up, PM Collector Boy? Doesn't seem to be a store page up yet. It looks like Steam might be getting Sigma Star Saga. I've always been modestly interested in that game. I don't have a name badge. I have a badge that I have to scan to clock in and out and get through doors and stuff. So it does have my name on it. A little portrait of myself. Good evening, Larissa Spiso. Good to see you. First shift was fine. It's all training right now. Today was kind of like the more corporate oriented training, just giving us the lay of the land, a little tour of the store front. That was cool. I do want to share my childlike wonder at finally, at the ripe old age of 42, getting to see the back halls of a grocery store. Getting to see the fabled back, where all the things that people want that aren't on the shelves magically are somehow. That was pretty neat. I got to see the big machine that squishes cardboard boxes. Yeah, it was cool. Welcome, user of badge number 683 at section F. But yeah, it was mostly training. It was a lot of spiel. What's up, Hildy? Don't get too excited. I have a part-time job. Oh. I'm just gonna make faces. I'm gonna make faces until you give me the okay. I was going to explore the back, especially the little snippets you see at the drinks aisle. Yeah. Did you get to see the grocery monster they farm the groceries from? I had to sign an NDA on that one. I'm afraid I cannot confirm or deny. Okay, so. So yeah, it's nothing fancy. I have a part-time job to keep the lights on here. I'm working at a local grocery store for the time being, so I don't even know how many hours they're gonna give me either, so or when I'm gonna have a proper shift start, because we're still in the training phase. There's still a whole lot of the corporate side of stuff to do before I can actually get in there and do stuff. Yeah, it's not nothing. It's something. Good evening, Raul Nabor. Good to see you. Loved working at grocery store. See, I never did. I'm kind of living my life backwards in a way. I had the nice big corporate job, and now I'm going back into the service industry. Yep, we do what we gotta do. These are strange times indeed. So yeah. I mean, you never know. This might, with the way I don't wanna bring the entire mood down. I'm just gonna say, with the way the overall economy and country has been going, this might ultimately be a more secure job prospect than what I was doing before or what I've been looking for since. If we are headed for a total, like, AI-fueled economic crash, working with food is probably about the best place I could be. Having dealt with corporate bullshit, you're well equipped to deal with some of the stress of service industry. Yeah, it's fun working around stuff like that. That's what I'm genuinely excited about. And it like I believe I'm gonna be working in the kitchen, actually preparing food, which I'm pretty excited about. That's awesome, Hildy. Most important rule of working at a grocery store: if you saw somebody stealing food, as a hospitality worker, I feel no AI will ever be able to do what I do. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Literally think fondly in a time at grocery store. It's super fun. Grocery people are nuts. Yeah, everyone I've met so far seems really, really nice. So that's the most encouraging part. You know, I didn't know what to expect. You know, I've worked in offices for the last 15 years. So offices in the game industry, which are, you know, bound to be looser than most offices you worked in. I didn't know what to expect from this, but it's really nice. You have such a new audience. Work on the new Argentinian beef. I work at those grocery stores that sell the trendy shit. Maybe I do. I don't want to talk too much about the specifics of where I'm working, just because. But it is a SoCal grocery store, so yeah. Anyway, chat. I'm sure I will have I just watched an old man play shitty Nintendo games badly. I'm sure I will have more tales of this in the future, but it's just I just had some basic training today, and I don't know when the next session is. They got to get back to me about that. It's not gonna be tomorrow, and it's not gonna be the next day, so we'll get back to it next week, I think, and I'll have more stories for you. No, Hildy, you're absolutely right. That is in a lot of ways been the hardest part of this entire year is facing to the realities of my situation, and you know, I think I'm doing pretty good on that count. But boy, it's been a journey to get here. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Eagerly await the sushi tips. Man, I hope I get the chance to learn from those dudes. I really, really, really do. And I appreciate it, Hildy. I really do. Does sharper image still exist? That's a really good question. Yes? It does. Wow. It does. Huh. All their product listings look AI generated, though. I know, shocking, right? Wild to, like, it's sometimes wild to go back and consider the companies that actually made the transition into the digital, like, online era. You still get overpriced lamps and decor? Apparently, yeah. Nuts, isn't it? Good evening, Deep Thought. Good to see you. Especially you moved to a Dan Flash's store. That sounds like a threat. Oh, this is good. Oh, it's nice to have a good stiff drink tonight. Yes. Shitty steak. Yeah. Anyway, chat. Outside of that, I don't have a whole lot to report. I mean, that was my day basically. I was there literally from 9 to 5, and then I came home and kind of collapsed on the sofa. So yeah. I'm trying to think if there's literally nothing else. I'm here, chat. I'm here. I made it for the power hours. So why don't we power it up? When I remind you of what's going on with the schedule, the schedule should be unchanged. Like it is completely unthreatened for the next couple of nights, I think. Because yeah, I don't have a work schedule or anything yet. No, oh, I should mention that. This is part-time. The minimum hours for this job are very, very few. But I'm gonna, I'm obviously gonna be trying to get as many hours as I can. Some of them may be late. So once I am working actual shifts, be prepared for me to skip, a couple stream nights a week as necessary if I'm working. So just so you know, I want to prepare everybody. It's entirely possible I'm only working during the day or early morning or something like that, but yeah, just putting that out there. So be prepared. Good evening, Fury Fighter. I'm gonna be working part-time at a grocery store around here, so something to do. But I'll be working in the kitchen, which I think is really cool. Yeah, actually have time to go to other streams or you get home late, you know, like boy, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? Experience has been that the late shifts are earlier to get. But you work for us! But you sure don't pay me like it. Actually, I think if anything, I might end up taking like early shifts, which would make it really hard for me to stay up late streaming the day before. So, but again, I'll keep y'all appraised. I'll know my schedule weeks in advance. So, yeah, don't worry too much about it. You'll have plenty of warning, I think. How goes the Ceceling? We're almost done. We should be finishing Final Fantasy IV on Monday. We've made it to the final dungeon, and we've done pretty much all the side stuff that's outside the final dungeon. In honestly a rather interesting twist that I don't think a whole lot of RPGs have followed. Final Fantasy IV has a bunch of secret side stuff in its final dungeon. And I'm gonna see how much of that we can do, but I don't remember how feasible that's gonna be at our current level. I feel like we probably can with some decent strategizing, but yeah, we'll see. Your eyes do not deceive you, Hildy. Super Mario RPG is on this page. It's $5 a month. What more do you want? Clocked here last night. I'm glad I got to hear the Big Whale theme, and that's all I really needed. Big Whale theme is great. Final Fantasy IV has so much good music in it. It is chock-a-block with some excellent tracks. Cozy tracks. Charming tracks. You know, I wouldn't make the argument that it has, like, the best soundtrack of any JRPG ever, but it's really solid. It's a very, very solid soundtrack. I want to chug this thing so bad. I'm not going to. I'm going to be good. Yeah, exactly. It's a less complex OST than the other SNES ones, but good. Yeah. It's like... Larry Spicer, thank you so much for the gift sub. I really appreciate that. It's very generous of you. It's like Skies of Arcadia. Like, Skies of Arcadia is not, like... It's not the highest quality JRPG. It's not the most groundbreaking RPG. But as far as JRPGs go, it is extremely solid. It is simple, it is straightforward, but it's like the platonic ideal of a JRPG. And I really appreciate that. Experience boundaries and part-time is really important. Just pick a few nights you want to be able to stream still and then set all the other hours available. I mean, yeah, this is, you know, it's going to be an adjustment for me. I've never done this before, you know? As a kid, I didn't even really work, like, food or service jobs as a kid. I worked in libraries. I volunteered at my local library. I worked at the campus library in college. So this is, I did! I literally called it the platonic ideal because I think it's really funny to call a JRPG the platonic ideal of an RPG. I know, right? Yeah. Worked in a library, that's gotta be the most romantic job ever. And I spent the last couple of months lamenting that I didn't get a degree in library sciences so I could actually be a librarian now. Because my god, would I like to be a librarian now. Yeah. Final Fantasy 6 is probably stronger. That doesn't mean Final Fantasy 4 is bad at all. Yeah, not at all. Not at all. It is extremely solid. Really, really good time. I mean, yeah. Okay, the thing is, there are actually a number of library jobs open in the greater LA area right now. Like, I hear you. I get what you're saying, but yeah, there's like half a dozen last time I checked. Every year, if you're not working part-time or full-time, you get 25% above the award rate for that job. No kidding. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I've been sweeping the government jobs around here because, of course, I'm sweeping for everything, and I've seen a number of library jobs go past. So. Okay, sure. Sounds good. Anyway, like I said, I need to get to the schedule so we can get to the magazine, so we can get to stuff. Misery getting to the bits. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Very generous of you. Thank you all. Thank you all for your support, whether it be financial, emotional, spiritual, abusive, whatever support you provide here. Know that I am very appreciative of it. It's a big reason I come back here night after night to hang out with y'all. I appreciate it very much. Abusive support is a fun guy. How else would you characterize Eva? Looking for job security. I don't know if government sector is a great idea. Yeah, there's that too. There is also that too. I'm not sure where there's job security anymore. I'm not sure it exists, you know? Maybe we all just gotta do whatever we can while we can. Feel fortunate that I actually had a steady job in the game industry for 14 years. What's up, Chaos? Good to see you. Showing up is the most important thing. Never let anyone tell you any different. The most important thing you can do for a streamer is just be here. Lurk. Just be present. It makes a big difference. Carpentry has a pretty good future, especially building guillotines. Alright, anyway. Schedule. Tonight, of course, is the Power Hours. Saturday, of course, is the Power Hours. Tomorrow night is not the Power Hours. Tomorrow night is the October Community Night, appropriately falling on Halloween itself. And similarly, appropriately, we are going to be playing spooky games. Y'all's first spooky games that you done did. As many of them as we can get to, anyway. I think there's 13 on the list. Fury, thank you so much for the gift sub. Very generous of you. I appreciate it so much. Man, 30 in total. That's crazy. Thank you so very much. I think my initial projection on how much of this magazine we do is on the money. So yeah, community night tomorrow night, more Power Hours on Saturday, no stream on Sunday. I don't stream on Sundays. Ever. And then Monday, we should be finishing Final Fantasy IV, which means Tuesday and Wednesday, I'll be free to do other stuff. What am I going to do next? I don't know. I tend not to start big playthroughs on Tuesdays or Thursdays. Sorry, Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Well, I don't start them on Thursdays either. I tend to wait for Mondays to roll around, so we may do some one-off stuff next week. I may do a small 2-night game. Doing your part. Thank you so much, Fury. Very much appreciated. And then maybe start up something the next week. I don't know. We'll see. Chaos Vember will be in full effect. So. In fact, all the practices I got being a lone scavenger through the wasteland, fighting off mutant zombies and killer robots is gonna come in handy. Yeah, unfortunately. Someday, maybe? I don't know. I feel like I know this song. It was... Ooh, I don't know. It's from a game called Dynamotracer. So unless you have some specific experience with that, or unless that particular track shows up on a lot of these game playlists or whatever. So. Anyway, chat, welcome. Welcome one and welcome all back to the halcyon days of November 1995. Back in those innocent, carefree days when people actually thought Final Fantasy VII would be on the Nintendo 64. All right, Square on SGI. Squaresoft recently exhibited some awesome animation at SIGGRAPH, the computer graphics convention in LA. Although the buzzword was that the animations were taken from Final Fantasy VII for the NU64, Square didn't confirm that because they knew. They knew. Incredible looking polygon graphics were in fact in Final Fantasy VI characters. Square also demonstrated how it created the figures using wireframes and texture maps on Silicon Graphics Onyx workstations. In the January issue, we'll be able to report on what was actually shown at Shoshinkai, which takes place at the end of November. In the meantime, Epic fans won't be surprised to hear that Square's animation goes where no game has gone before. Square seems to make a habit of that. Your Epic Center editors got to view a special video of the animation. It featured extraordinary polygon characters that moved about and fought in an open 3D world. I didn't realize I cut off the bottom of this. Background elements clearly showed high-quality texture mapping on polygon surfaces. A dragon swooped in over the combatants, and then a castle blew up in the most realistic computer generation explosion we've ever seen. This is light years beyond any RPG graphics today. Okay, brace yourselves, chat. Brace yourselves for some marketing bullshit here, because this one might sting in retrospect. If you thought the Nintendo Ultra 64 was just for action games, fighters, and flight sims, think again. Well-done adventures and RPGs will perhaps be the most impressive of all the new breed of 64-bit games. You looked right into the cameras, you lied to us, you bastard. I've been practicing that. I feel like that's a useful skill for the future. Check out this cool looking animation that we're gonna use on our own console. Remember playing those network tank games on the SGI machines in my dad's work? Oh, that sounds really fun. That's like the Duke Nukem Forever of Nintendo games. I mean, not even that, really. Because it didn't happen. Like, Square took their ball over to the PlayStation. And then 64 got, well, Quest 64. I'll give them a tiny bit of leeway here. They did mention well-done adventures, which would cover the Zelda games, which I know some of y'all are absolutely rabid about me getting. Okay, yeah. I didn't even need to say it. But yeah, RPGs, oof. Oof. I also got Ogre Battle 64 and Paper Mario. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a complete wasteland. But I mean, the PlayStation though. The PlayStation though. We're in the public, you're being damn good at lying to people's faces. Another important life skill. Good ones were in fact pretty good. There just really weren't many, yeah. And this particular statement, well-done adventures and RPGs will perhaps be the most impressive of all the new breed of 64-bit games, ended up demonstratively untrue. I mean, that's just not how it happened. That is not what the Nintendo 64 is known for. Then or now. Not every day game is released rather than finished. Oh, I wonder when we'll get to Quest 64. It's more. Well, it won't be too far, I don't think. I think Quest 64 was a pretty early release. Let me double check. Oh, never mind. 1998. It's gonna be a minute. The Wikipedia page for Quest 64 has maybe the most unexpected turn of phrase. Under the gameplay tab. The first 4 words of this paragraph are similarly to Chrono Trigger. So you can tell they're a dirty liar. Okay, the full context is similar to Chrono Trigger. When you encounter enemies, you encounter them, like there's no transition to a separate battle screen, is what they're saying. But that was just like the last thing I expected to read on anything regarding Quest 64. Like, you take those words from your mouth. It's not similarly Chrono Trigger, that's just a similarity. Yeah, well. I'll let you community note them. But yeah. So yeah, 1998 is gonna be a while. I will say this. For those of you unfamiliar with Nintendo Power's run, when we get to... Hang on. I just want to double check one thing. Actually, let me double check something. I will be right back. Okay, so here's the thing. Nintendo Power is gonna get a little weird from 1996. Cause 1996 is the year of the Nintendo 64, and they're gonna go really hard into the paint on it right from January. Except the system won't actually release until the end of the year. So it's gonna be awkward because they're gonna go real hard on the N64, and then they're gonna kind of have to back off of that, but still throw out as many previews for it as yeah. There's gonna be a lot of padding. There's gonna be a lot of padding. They're gonna spend an entire another year hyping up the N64. While the actual content will be on Super Nintendo games still coming out. So it's going to be a really awkward year. It's going to be really weird. On the bright side, I'm supposed to get the Analog 3D in Q4 of this year, which is right now. We're already 1 month out of 3 through Q4. So November or December, I should be getting this thing. And then we can go ahead and start looking at these games. Why don't they spread it out amongst the Virtual Boy hype and reviews? I can't wait to see when the Virtual Boy dies. I'm really excited for that. Genuinely, unironically, really excited to see when they just decide the Virtual Boy doesn't exist anymore. It could be the weird Q4 that bleeds into next year. I mean, Analog can delay as many times as they want. They can and they will. They sound like they're ready. They sound like they can be believed, but yeah, we might be looking at 2026 for this thing. I don't know. But my Analog Pocket was delayed, I think, almost an entire year before I got a hold of that thing. So, what's up, F-Zero Raiders? How'd the first day of the part-time job go? It was fine. It was fine. Bunch of boring corporate training, but the people were really cool, and I'm pretty excited to get to the actual work. I'm gonna be working at a grocery store. I believe I will be in the kitchen preparing food and stuff, which I think is gonna be pretty neat. I think it'll build character, chat. So yeah. So yeah, we'll see. With 96, we'll see. We'll just see how it goes. There's a Mario update. There's a Mario update. Sometimes life is especially sweet for epic gamers, and this is one of those times. A 60% completed version of Super Mario RPG magically appeared at the Epic Center desk and proceeded to stun everyone who saw it. The biggest surprise was that there was an actual RPG battle system, contrary to what we had heard earlier. If you had forgotten, in their earlier preview, last month's preview of Mario RPG, they claimed that it played more like Secret of Mana, that it was a real-time battle system. I don't know if they misunderstood what was going on, because I was not under the impression that Super Mario RPG was ever intended to be a real-time combat system. But yeah. Mario does stomp on enemies, that only launches the battle screen sequence, which turns out to be menu-based. One innovation in the battle system is the menu is set up correspond to the control pad. For instance, pressing right activates Mario's special attack. Battle screens, you can see, have been rendered in 3D just like the rest of the game. Attack animations include the use of weapons when they're equipped. Another welcome surprise turns out to be the ease of moving about in three-quarter perspective world. Mario easily dodges enemies and also gets to jump up and hit scattered blocks for power-ups and saves. During visits to town, Mario talks to people, buys items, and learns secrets, just as in a standard RPG, but 3D graphics shine, and Mario does more than previous RPG characters, even highly animated heroes such as Chrono. Mario, for instance, bounces on beds, gets hung up on coat hooks, and falls flat on his face. Okay, I see what they're saying here. Fun, a little weird, definitely Mario and RPG. The current release schedule for the US looks like late February. Taking new jobs because orientations are probably the closest thing to a relatively painless hell. I don't want to talk too much about the specifics of this job, but someday I have some observations about this particular orientation that I really want to share with y'all. Stars, what do you think about the Animal Crossing New Horizons? New Horizons got updates? I thought they were done. I didn't hear about this. Yeah, I don't think Nintendo Power knows about the timed hits either. Oh yeah, PM Collector Boy, you got a gift sub. Congratulations. Cherish it. Wear it well. 3.0 January, a bunch of new stuff. Oh shit, I gotta tell my kids. New free update, plus you can upgrade your copy for Switch 2. Wow, that's super cool. That's really, really cool. Yeah, I will definitely let my kids know. They might circle back around to it. My younger daughter never really stopped playing it. I think my older daughter might have burned herself out on it, but I'm not sure. Hurry, we have to win them back after Pokemon. All right, anyway, chat, before we turn the page, I know we got a request here. Nice try on Final Fantasy VII, but it's not happening. It is not appropriate for our current audiences. Super Mario RPG, though. We can do that. That we can do. It has been... So, I didn't play Super Mario RPG when it came out. I streamed it many years ago. I think I streamed it before I started the Power Hours, so 5+ years ago. And that was my first time going through it. So I actually don't remember much about it, really. Alright, you chill. Having fun with the new Pokemon game? I mean, that's good. Good to hear. You request Final Fantasy VII once we get to the Super Nintendo CD. Speech! Be honest, did you watch Spirits Within? No, and I always wanted to. I know it's ass, but I want to see it. Bye, Peach. Help! Yeah! What's up, Drake Nell? Good to see you. How's your clown ass copter? It's Super Mario. Not regular Mario. Fuck that guy. Chat show fans Spirits Within Discord watch party. Saw Doom in theaters. I saw Doom with my friends in college. And yeah, it was bad, but it was a fun kind of bad. This is authentic the Nintendo 64 owner experience, gazing longingly at Final Fantasy VII from afar. It's true. It's true. Those who come to seeing anything Doom was a Doom-themed rave on New Year's Eve. It was dope. Mallow! I remember liking Mallow. I don't think I really got the Geno hype. I don't think I that's really my scene, but Mallow I like. Doom movie came out when I was still working at Activision. Oh, really? Huh. Great large chunk of Geno hype as I want to fit in. Kinda need to be an edgy kid to like Geno. Yeah, I think I just missed my chance. My time passed. Yoshi! Oh, I forgot there was a minecart sequence in this. Blue Yoshi, you know, like, isn't his name Boshi? Ding Bowser. Big Nintendo game comes out after your birthday, Metroid Prime 4. I recall the GBA version of Mario 3 having a remix of the Super Mario RPG Peach's Castle song. I was looking at you, Shadows. Good to see you. Glad you made it. Showing the main villain in the casserole, of course. Or is he? This is a pre-game trailer show where you stay on the menu screen for too long. It hasn't even loaded to the menu yet. This is what you get after the publisher title card. This just has a really long intro. Peach is in it. Princess Toadstool. She's really emotional. Because she's a woman. In... Pinky is a wash. Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. Interesting. They show you all that about the game and not the thing. Not the actual hook of the game. It's interesting. So stupid. Yeah, it doesn't actually spoil anything. Well, except this. I already saw this shit. The Nintendo drone has been sent to your address. I was like 13, 15ish where I learned Bowser isn't called King Koopa. I mean, that's not your fault. Because originally he was. In the NES games, he was King of the Koopas. I'm not 100% sure they called him Bowser in the NES days at all. I know in original Super Mario Brothers, he was King Koopa. Nary a mention of Bowser. Just opens the door for you. Tickety, tickety, tickety. Mario wears tap shoes, apparently. Don't know how he fights in them, but whatever. Even the original cartoons, yeah, he was called King Koopa. I remember that from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. Captain Lou Albano, who I met at a car show once in Maryland and got a signed autograph. Hi. You wanna... Oh, you're a fight. Attack! Punch him. That's why I just had weird whoopee cushions in the balls of his shoes. We go, doo, doo. In Mania for Super Mario Brothers on NES, they called him Bowser. Might have, yeah. I mean, I have trouble keeping up with this stuff, so. I'm doing the Mega Man paint for you. I'm gonna paint as close as I can. Ooh, NES colors. That's a great idea. Gray and red is a really solid color scheme. Good call. Can I jump in the lava? Of course not. Second is named Lakitu, the guy on the cloud. Yes. Yes. Well, guess we're never leaving. I think the chandelier is following us. Wait, that's not a chandelier. All Mario games are supposedly plays put on by the cast, and one of the producers thinking the audience have the stereotype. Don't let Bowser bruise you, Mario. Mario, prepare yourself for the great beyond. Ow. Ow. This attacks do 1 damage. Do you think... Mario, the chain! End for the chain! This is the Kink Link. No judgment. No shade. They call him Slicky2 from how annoying he gets in Mario Kart, and now my kids call him that. I do have one of those. I mean, it's a special chain chomp who apparently his entire existence is just holding a chandelier in his teeth. Kind of fucked up when you think about it. Peach, I swear to God, I'm working on this. I don't have a cutting implement. I am literally punching the chain. What a joke. Put some muscle into it. Fine, we'll jump on it. There you go, fuckface. What was that sound? No! It's a chain reaction. Hang on, Kink Link. Yeah. Don't worry about Fury, it's okay. Coming, Mario. Fight, Mario. Fight. What do you mean fight? Why does he just... This should finish you. Why does he just grab onto the Kink Link? Nah, did you think I was just gonna give her to you? You're always in my way. This is it. I'm gonna take you out, Mario. Funga! Foiled again. Should have done that the first time, really. Oh, Mario. You had me so worried. Let's get out of here. Ah, Mario! Schwunk. So there's your actual hook. And now the title screen is forever changed. And the impact yeeted Mario all the way home. Back to the pipe house. So many jokes I want to make right now about the pipe house. Hey, Mario! I'm not gonna do the Toad voice. Just know that I can. Lots of people use something called a door to go in and out of their houses. Anyway, I had to pick up Toadstool since she's a bit late. Okay, bye. Mute the stream and imagine the voice. So I do love that you can jump all over anything and everything in this game. There's some really clever secrets in it because of that. What's up, Dave? Good to see you. Super Mario RPG, I hate your Toad voice, though. Thanks, Shadows! Yeah, I thought the princess was here with you, Mario, so where is she? Mario, what's with the silent treatment? You're not telling me something. Bowser again, isn't it? Oh no, here we go again. Mario, we should please bring her back, like you always do. Mario's pad. Whee! So let's go back to Bowser's Keep. Maybe Mario ever gets bored of rescuing her? That's a good question. Halt! Who goes there? A trespasser. This castle now belongs to us, the Smithy Gang. It's our first step towards taking over this world. And if it weren't for nosy characters like you, we'd practically own this world. So let's see you deal with this. I was like, fuck this! So, okay. So the Smithy Gang smashed into Bowser's castle with their giant talking sword. And they become the primary antagonists of this game. Toad, where the fuck did you go? Inside, I guess. Hildy, have you never played this? It's a fucking fascinating game. You're back so soon. Did you forget something? No? What happened then? And then Mario pantomimes everything. Because he's a literal silent protagonist, and the game runs with that. The bridge to Bowser's Keep is out now. Just wonderful. I must inform the Chancellor of Mushroom Kingdom at once. Let's go, Mario. Never played this either. Jump, just get it, yeah. Oops, excuse me. Oh, A bump on your head reduces your HP level. One of Mushroom Kingdom's famous items often perk you right up. I got a mushroom. You know use items? Of course I do. Oh, I see. You're just so well-traveled and experienced, Mario. No, why did I rush back? I had something to tell you. Ah! I remember. I came to warn you that Mushroom Way is swarming with monsters. I just barely made it back here in one piece. Mario, please do something. Perhaps I can help. Do you know about timed hits? Tell me. Let me explain. We'll enter a battle. First push A. Push A again to attack. Wait a second. Hit A again here. Good timing. If successful, your attack changes and damage increases. Hit A prior to attack 2. Good timing. This can help you decrease the amount of damage done to you. It won't always work though. And try a special strike. Push Y here. Your attack will be more powerful. Learn special skills as you gain experience. They're on the menu. Read about them, okay? When you think about Super Mario RPG was sort of the first game of the modern version of the Mario characters, that's true. That is true. The renditions of them in Mario RPG are much closer to what we think of as modern Mario and Toad and the Princess than the other games that were coming out around this time. There you are. Now at least you have a fighting chance against these monsters. Why did I rush back? I had something to tell you. That's right. We need to tell the Genius about Toadstool. See you over at Mushroom Kingdom. Just in case, take these with you. So Super Mario Adventures Writing-wise built a ton of that groundwork too. Would that be the manga we didn't get here? Okay, the manga and Nintendo Power. I still got it. Three experience. There we go. Punch, punch. So yeah, this is a neat game. This is, I mean, you can't really, you absolutely cannot discount the appeal of an RPG featuring one of the most iconic characters in gaming, you know? It's always been a very, very exciting thing to be able to play a Mario game that wasn't a traditional platformer, you know? It's always cool to see Mario in different settings. That's why there's Mario Kart and Mario Tennis and Mario Golf and all this other shit. That being said, playing this game for the first time as an adult was a bit of a rough experience. I'm a bit biased against games like this to begin with, because I'm not a big fan of the AGM graphics motif. The whole like pre-rendered faux 3D graphics. I've never really liked them. Big reason why I didn't get into Donkey Kong Country as a kid. And in some of the dungeons in particular, it can make it really, really hard to see important things. It's also got a really, really weird difficulty curve to it. So be prepared for some difficulty walls and some frustration if you do play this now. Great theme too. Oh, my life was flashing before my eyes for a second there. There's a little something in return. Honey syrup. Early 3D-like RPGs need the Final Fantasy VII Go Here Dumbass button. They absolutely did. This game really, really in particular did. But again, having Mario in an RPG made by Square, no less, is super cool and absolutely worth the price of admission. The fact that there's so many active elements to it, including all these special button presses and whatnot during battles, really, really cool. It's a neat game. It's a really neat game, but it's not like the second coming of JRPGs. Just keep that in mind if you've never played it before and you do decide to try it. Ghost of Tsushima has a little glowing series of dandelion bits you follow around without I'd be dead. Level up bonus! Mario reaches level 2! Nice, 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 nice. Mario walks for Expedition 33 could run. Yeah, I think I always took the additional attack. Oh, hello. It's a rest. See you some future night. All right, Deep Thought, thanks for coming out. Have a good one. Enjoy your rest. Nice. Toad. Expedition 33 is a direct descendant of SMT, which I find delightful. I got a mushroom. I sure did too. He talks. Boy, that was a close call. He's token my appreciation. Flower tab. Final Fantasy VIII, which is distressing. Poor Final Fantasy VIII. Hey, it's Lakitu. We were just talking about that asshole. That absolutely reprehensible shitter. Spiky! Can't say I agree. I think Expedition 33 has very little in common with SMT. I enjoy RPGs where the hero already can one-shot the introductory mooks instead of beat up rats for 2 hours earn the right to be a wimp. Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Like, honestly, RPG difficulty curves are all over the place, you know? You know, I've played RPGs where you start out just, like, completely unable to fight even the most basic monsters. And you have to struggle and scrape just to get through the early hours. And by the end of the game, you're just this, like, ruinous demigod force. I played the opposite of that, where the opening of the game is really easy and it gets gradually harder and harder as you go, which is probably the way you're supposed to do it. as an adult with responsibilities and stresses, I appreciate games that just let me roll my face on the keyboard to get through them if I want. No, seriously, I think a lot of RPGs, and particularly ARPGs, kind of miss that whole, like, wish fulfillment, fantastical element where you get to, like, barrel through tons and tons of useless mooks. I would much rather, like, mindlessly one-shot a giant group of enemies just for the spectacle of it than, like, struggle against one, like, really chunky one, you know? I know that's not for everybody. I know that's not what everybody is looking for. It's just... sometimes the struggle is real and I don't want it to be. You looking at me? My hammer and I don't like you. Mario, you better be careful. He's definitely got a mean streak. Oh, I gotta walk over here. Now you got my hammer angry. You shouldn't have done that. I think he's talking about his penis. I think he means his penis, Chad. It's hammer time! Bonk, 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 bonk. Nice miss, idiot. Valor up! Wing. Can't jump anymore. Ow. I like how modern Dragon Quest balances things with like an 80-20 rule, combat difficulty, or 80% of the time you're pretty easily able to get through fights. I need a mushroom. No, I need a mushroom. Hey! I'm not sure when you're supposed to push the button to block that. Or maybe it's like Toad said, maybe you can't block that one. There we go. Super Mario RPG, what I'm seeing component-wise, is like a grandfather to almost anything not Final Fantasy, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Thanks, Mario. I was running so fast, I wasn't watching where I was going. Mushroom King is just ahead. We're almost there, Mario. Hey, where did this hammer come? I don't know. I don't know, Toad. Where did this hammer come from in the wake of us just beating up two Hammer Brothers? Fucking mystery for the ages, Chief. Hey, you know what this is? It's a hammer. Has the Hammer Brothers insignia on it. No one stands a chance against you, and whomp them with this. Ooh, you never know, it might come in handy. Picked up a hammer. Now everything looks like a nail, Chad. We've made it to the Mushroom Kingdom at last. Hey Mario, look what you're standing in! Ah, gotcha. That's cute. See a crocodile around here? It talks like a mobster wannabe. I'm sure he's up to no good. Hey, wait a sec. My wallet's gone. Okay, hang on, because I want to find... I'm looking for something in particular. in. This is what I want. All right. I'm gonna save and move on, chat, because we're not doing another full playthrough of Mario RPG just yet. And honestly, if I was of a mind to do a run back of Super Mario RPG, I would do the modern remake. I think the modern remake would alleviate some of my gripes with this game, and I would really enjoy that, I think. So yeah. But this has been Super Mario RPG. Very fascinating game in its own right. Not the best game. Not necessarily an amazing game. Yes, there is a Mario RPG remake on Switch that I think was pretty well received. I just beat the Hottie streamer superfan and Pokemon and his defeat phrase is inconceivable. That's great. All right, anyway, let's move on. Let's pop over to the 2-page view and get on to spell casting online in Wizard's Realm. I have literally no memory of this feature whatsoever. I think I just skipped over this entirely as a kid. I don't know what this is. We're gonna read through it. Hopefully it will make sense. If it doesn't, that's fine. I don't know. What's happening on the right? I mean, I'm covering up what's happening on the right. Look down there. I'm just gonna sit here in the middle so you can behold all of this. And this guy below me can look like he's pointing at my dick. I think the remake was pretty great aesthetically. It made an already easy game even easier and could have used difficulty options. That sounds great. That sounds like exactly what I want. Like I said, I think the modern remake alleviates all my gripes with the original. All right, imagine you're given the beginning of an adventure with kings, wizards, dragons, and heroes. Now it's up to you and hundreds of other players to add to the story. All you have to do is read the previous online postings and write what happens next. That's Wizard's Realm, a free-form RPG recently created on Nintendo Power Source on America Online. Over 2,500 postings were logged by online participants, adding their own characters and plot twists over a 3-month period. Here's just a taste of the realm. Somebody, I need you to volunteer to do a little legwork. I need to know if there's a complete archive of this somewhere online. I need to know if Nintendo Power's Wizard Realm still exists out there. Alright, the adventure began with a note from the king. Welcome, friends. I would be here to greet you personally, but I left this morning on a mission that required my personal attention. You must prove yourself to me before I grant you access to the castle. Go to the desert just to the southeast of here and prove your worth. Sincerely yours, King Golbert. An adventurer named Cyrano began timidly, but his story soon developed into one of the most interesting in Wizard's Realm. Cyrano timidly walked up to the door of the castle. Upon reading the note on the door, he set off to the desert on foot, relieved that he wouldn't have to meet the king face to face, especially with a face like his. Later, Cyrano met up with Peach and the man, and Magic Dog headed out to sea. What? Peach jumped up onto some pillows while Cyrano asked the man, Sir, can you perhaps tell us where the shrine on this island is? We seek the Sword of Truth, and have heard that it lies hidden on this island in a shrine. Yes, said the old man in a surprisingly young-sounding voice. I can tell you where the shrine is. You can? Asked Cyrano, surprised. Where is it? The old man spread his arms. Cyrano was even more surprised. This is the shrine? Hurt JH and Central Rain use the same characters to advance the story and set puzzles for each other. Inside, they found sights of total horror. Peach was stunned speechless while Cyrano stared at the many skeletons inside. They saw what looked like a building inside the whale. They knew it must have been part of the shrine swallowed whole, protected by the magic of the Sword of Truth. They walked towards the entrance as forbidding as it looked. On the door was a note. quoth. Inside lies the mighty sword of truth. Only the just and true person can wield it. Be warned, those who do not pass will die. Memories I volunteered on AOL RPG forum. Oh wow, really? Modus operandi for you? Aww. Evil reversed, evil reversed, evil reversed. Man, how hard is it to kill a dead person? Wait a second. Jason thought about what he had just said. Magnus was already dead, therefore to kill him again would have to be... That's evil reverse. Saying evil backwards is live. Live! Oh. Fritz finally found the man when he got to the rift. I came to this land to see if I had the right to take the legendary light dagger. I heard that you had collected the 5 magic tools. Give me them now. Fritz handed the man the magic wrench, the magic hammer, the magic drill, the magic screwdriver, and the whatchamacallit light bulb he got from Orfeo. The man threw them into the sky. Fritz thought they would all fall, but they floated past the clouds. The shining dagger came down out of the clouds and down to the ground. This is the light dagger, said the man. So you 2 kids killed the great Moldrin. Now, how did you manage that? Well, I guess you could say we got lucky, Darwin answers. Congratulations to the kids who defeated my old geezer of an enemy, Golbert laughs. My liege, Moldrin wasn't that old, Lydia states. I know, but King Golbert was, and King Golbert's form starts to change as he laughs endlessly. Finally, he stops laughing. Then it's not endless, is it, dickhead? And Moldrin, the evil sorcerer, appears before them. You fools, you killed the king! Ha 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 ha. That's it. That's it. A 2-page window into the madness that was online message board storytelling. Kind of cool, actually. Kind of neat. I mean, this is... excuse me, crunching some ice. I mean, this is practically a cliche at this point. I think everybody's participated in one of these at some point in their life at this point. But you must remember, this is 1995. I don't think I had the internet in 1995. I don't remember when I got the internet, actually. I think it was closer to 97 or 98. No, it's not a good feature. I agree, Nemrin. It's not a good feature for showing you the real appeal of it. I think their heart was in the right place, but they didn't do the best job of illustrating what was so interesting about it, sorry. But I do just want to point out, this was 1995. This was fresh and interesting for the time. You really have like Telnet and AOL. You're still really locked in by ISP. By the time I got the internet, it was much more general access. I don't remember what our actual ISP was, but it wasn't like a walled garden or anything. I actually only did Gaia Online forums for like 2 weeks and never went back to the format. I think it was a little bit earlier than that. I know I was browsing all kinds of shit in middle school. Middle school for me was like wait, my math is all fucked up because I graduated in 2001. Go back 4 years, 97. Maybe I was just getting online around here. Or I guess it would have been late middle. Yeah, somewhere between middle school and high school was when I was getting online. I remember websites started to be on commercials when I was in middle school and I was mind blown. Oh yeah, the inflation of the .com bubble. Those were exciting times indeed. Finding anything online was trash. We had to ask you. By the time I got online, we had web crawler. Web crawler was the one that I used. And then like 2 or 3 years later is when Google hit the scene for me. By the time I was in, yeah, by the time I was a junior in high school, we had Google, and that was that. Early college for you? No. Remember when Google was good? Remember when Google literally had the motto "Don't be evil," and then they actually abandoned that? Because it got in the way of profit. Remember Yahoo was huge when I had a lot more internet access? You want to know what's funny? This kind of blew my mind when my wife revealed it to me. Yahoo is still huge in Japan. The Japan branch of Yahoo never went away. In fact, it stayed huge and influential and is like one of the cornerstones of the net for them. Yeah, my wife checks Yahoo News every day. Let me pick the Video Game History Foundation, see if they know anything about this. I want to. I don't expect to find anything, but I am curious. Unfortunately, Wizard's Realm is such a generic name. Okay, I might do a deep dive on this later to see if I can find an actual like archive of Nintendo Power's Wizard's Realm somewhere, but yeah. Rip Alta Vista. But Yahoo email is still used for stuff that I use for things I know are gonna spam me. Still have a Hotmail. I still have a Hotmail. Hotmail was my email of choice until I got a Gmail account. I'm so old, chat. Lots of Newgrounds. Yeah, Newgrounds was huge for me. Newgrounds. I'm trying to remember if Newgrounds was high school or college for me. I was a bit late to the Newgrounds scene, and I was never really part of the community. Like I didn't follow all the like the fruit clock stuff and all the in jokes and stuff. But there were some really cool really cool games and things on there. Not only can I not find anything about Wizard's Realm, there's barely anything about Nintendo Powersaurus. Yeah, that might be one of those things that just lost to time, Dave, which is a real shame. Suspecting this is lost content. I feel like if I look hard enough, somewhere in some unindexed site, like on the ruined periphery of like GeoCities or something, I'm gonna find somebody's fan site where they archived the whole thing. Had Gmail at 19, named after Shadow in Final Fantasy VI, where I roleplayed on LiveJournal. Hildy, you are a brave soul to admit that around other human beings, but you found the right place to do it, because I can respect that. Like Congregate rather than Newgrounds. Newgrounds always struck me as kind of seedy. Newgrounds had a bit of that, like, 90s edginess. Like, kind of like early Something Awful sense of humor. Yeah, there were bits of Newgrounds that are a bit too much for me, but yeah. Someday I need to force you to play Zelda in the lampshade of no real significance. Did so much RPing over on the Neopets forums. Wow. That takes me back. It's worse than live journals, so I'm happy. It's never... There's always something cringier. You'll never... Chat, whatever room you go into, wherever you are in life, you'll never be the cringiest person there. That's just a truism. Deep in Gundam Wing OCs. Anyway, chat, that's that. Remind me someday to continue my search for the Wizard's Realm. We've got Secret of Evermore to talk about. The Hero of Podunk. This month, Epic Center features a guided strategic tour of the first half of Squaresoft's incredible new adventure, Secret of Evermore. The dangers may be chilling, but you'll never feel a draft if you stick to our proven strategies. Showing you men in AIM roleplaying. No way. That's awesome. No one... I can't imagine anyone will ever beat the story my roommate in high school had. I remember we were roommates in high school because I went to a residential high school for my junior and senior years, and then he went to a different university than I did. And while we were in university, immediately after university, we kept up. He got married, and I went to his wedding, and it was a little. It wasn't a big wedding. It was just a little thing at city hall, like a little civil ceremony. And then dinner and hanging out at his place. And I just remember asking him how he and his wife met. And he gave me this look. I was like, what? It said you have to promise not to laugh. Like, okay. They met on ratemyboobs.com. I was good, chat. I was good. I kept it together. I was like, you know what? Love finds a way. Yep. It happens, chat. It happens. I'm so glad I came into this. Good evening, Trade On. Perfect timing. Yep, my roommate in high school met his wife on ratemyboobs.com. My world has become hopeful once more. No, I don't know the math involved. I'm afraid I cannot comment there, but yeah. Me and my friends always joke about Farmers Only, which had constant commercials for when we were in high school. Look, this shit has to work for somebody, right? It's gotta work for somebody. Certainly not everybody. It might be a long shot for most, but yeah, somebody out there is finding love. He just changed his name to Only Farms. Oh man. I hope wherever they are, they're still doing well. Doesn't mean click my tongue because I'm still single. People find true love and rate my boobs. I mean, there's nothing stopping you. It worked for them. It can work for you. Just shoot your shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, chat. Never say never, Hildy. There is always hope. It's around impressive 30%. Oh my god. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe someday my public service to the world will be facilitating the blossoming of love across the GPG community. You never know. Is Rate My Boobs like Rate My Professor? Yes, after a fashion. I don't think you have to personally experience the boobs before you rate them, though. Whereas Rate My Professor, I'm pretty sure they want people with actual hands-on experience with the professor. I don't like where my own train of thought is going here. Nope. Rate My Professor is a... Rate My Professor is a cesspool. Rate My Boobs, though. Please. We're on another level here. Rate My Professor's boobs is a really bad idea. Rate My Boobs is a romantic getaway compared to the trash that exists on Rate My Professor. Oh. As human beings, we just don't deserve good things, I think. We find a way to ruin everything. Rate My Westernized JRPG. Okay. Chat, I'm sorry. We really should talk about Secret of Evermore at this point. We need horny versus fall rating sites. Ass door. Secret of Boobermore. Face. Oh my god. It's true. Porn parody names are some of the funniest things in the world. They really, really are. X is so boring, isn't it? Yeah, especially when they miss the obvious jokes. I read that as a fascist book and I thought we already had it. Okay, we really need... Thanks for ruining it, Ms. Roy. Now we really need to talk about Secret of Evermore. Except we don't need to talk about Secret of Evermore, because we streamed it before, not even that long ago. I believe y'all kind of remember the flow of this. You start as some kid in Podunk, USA. You come out of the Bayou Theater, having enjoyed the B-movie du jour. Your dog chases a squirrel or something into an abandoned mansion. You stumble over some machinery and teleports to the world of Evermore, which, right up front, they tell you is a land of make-believe, conjured out of the imaginations of Professor Ruffleberg, I think his name is. Yep, Professor Ruffleberg and his 3 guests. Great tomatoes. You get ejected down to the surface of the world, into the prehistoric land. Your dog turns into like a were-dog. You meet Elizabeth, the first of the 3 guests. You go into the bug muck. You fight. Okay. Okay, so Hildy, I see you've never played Secret of Evermore. Secret of Evermore is a really, really interesting game because its tone is so bizarre. from the intro, like right from the intro. You know what? Let me play through the intro. For those of you uninitiated, I'm not gonna make it to Thrax. Thrax is too far in. But let me spot you a little secret of Evermore, and we can talk about the vibe. Because if nothing else, the vibe of Secret of Evermore is really unlike anything else on the Super Nintendo, and unlike anything else that Square was bringing to the States at the time. It is a strange, strange game, and I love it. It's not a great game. It has some serious flaws. It's not for everyone, but I love it. Like, just check out the intro here. Will. So yeah, we can't actually pick up from here with Bussy. We're gonna do a new game. Enter character name. Boy. Podunk, USA. Fall of 1965. Now, right away, with the soundtrack, the ambient sounds, and just some of the detailing here, it's an oddly somber vision of Americana. Yeah, this was not localized. Square tried an experiment back in the early mid-90s. They opened a development studio in the US, and this was the game that they produced. The only game that they produced. My friends, prepare to be a part of history. With a twist of a knob here and a flip of a switch there. Wait a minute. That's not right. "30 years later." What a classic! My favorite part was the battle with the slime beast in the toxic swamp. You could hardly tell that it was really a bunch of old tires and a garden hose. Where you going, buddy? Dog, the cat went that way. Now, where'd he go? The door is open. I don't know why Ruffleberg had a bunch of, like, skull-faced buff dudes on the outside of his mansion. There you are. You know, I think that cat is long gone. Hey, where are you going? Yikes, watch out for that. Oops. Hey, look, a mummy, a chainsaw, and a balloon animal. This wall panel's kind of loose. Wow, I think we've found some sort of secret entrance. Wow. This looks like the PZS plasma drive and when consonants collide. I wonder if it works. Whoa. We should get out of here before something goes terribly wrong. Which is kind of like Labyrinth with its, where it's lighthearted, grim, grotesque. I wouldn't say grotesque necessarily. The vibe is more unsettling. Like, everything in this game feels a little bit off. What have we here? An intruder, I fear. Oh, some blast. Who are you? That's not important. We've got to get you out of here. We can't have you meddling with the professor's experiments. Come along. Who's that, Carltron? Do we have a visitor? It's no one. No one at all. Continue the work, Professor. After you. Now what? I got bazooka. Cool. And then this does not look good. Kapow. I love this bazooka. It's so bad. This looks like a way out. Is that you, buddy? Can't see very well. It's dark in here. Hey, I think it's some sort of futuristic escape pod. Oops. There goes the control pad. Dumb kid. I like your character in this. I like how he's kind of gormlessly upbeat. Well, that was some landing. I think the pod and bazooka are shot. Where am I anyway? Where's my dog? Here, buddy. Here, Pupster. Where are you, boy? Wow, is that really you? You changed. Really, my dog? Go fetch a stick. Okay, go get it. You know, the first time I saw this, it gave me zombie ate my neighbors vibes. This isn't the stick, but it'll do. Come on, buddy, let's look around. All right, here we go. Yeah, he's a very jolly, golly gee whiz kind of guy. And it really works for this game. It works a lot for this game. There we go. But yeah, it's an odd one. Secret of Evermore very famously had a troubled development. The developers made some kind of poor calls in how to use the resources early on in development, and eventually it got so bogged down that Square Japan started getting more and more involved, and the original vision of the game, which I think was meant to be, I think it was meant to lean further into the kind of like melancholy creepiness of it. I think a lot of that got pulled back. So yeah, tonally, it's an odd game. If you're cool with the dichotomy, the creepy wrongness of it, and the like the innocent wonder and humor of the main character and his interactions with other people over the course of the plot, then it can be a really good game for you. Also, it's also a bit jank. The combat system is extremely similar to Secret of Mana, with all that entails. It has a very interesting magic system, which is not particularly well balanced. I know what happened. This game getting reimagining would be fun. This game getting reimagining would be amazing. I think this game is very, very close to being an all-time great. But its flaws run deep. And if somebody took the time to correct them for a remaster or reimagining, I think you could go really far with this one. You need to improve the battle system. Like you need to smooth over the battle system rough edges. You probably need to rebalance the alchemy system. There's some places in the story that kind of need to be patched up. Oh, we don't have. Do I have any? Can't tell you. Oh no, the dog just leveled up. I didn't need to do that. Whoops. Don't know why this gameplay hooked me much more easily than Secret of Mana did. It had to be the vibe. It had to be the vibe because I mean, just like straight up from a gameplay standpoint, Secret of Mana plays so much better than this. It is just mechanically so much more sound than this game. But Secret of Mana does not feel like this. Secret of Mana is bright and happy and fluffy, and it doesn't stay that way. But you gotta get really far into that one for the darkness to come through. Some really interesting glitches in this game. There are, yeah. Get wrecked dinos. God, I wish. It's a really aggravating early fight. Break this game over your knee if you feel like it. By the same token, if you play it straight, this game has like some awful difficulty walls. Which isn't to say that, like, for example, Secret of Mana doesn't. Secret of Mana's got some nasty difficulty spikes in it too. This one, I gotta be honest with you, since we're here and we're pouring our hearts out. Secret of Evermore always felt much rougher to me than Mana did. Like they're both really interesting games. They both have their fair share of jank, but I always felt like in the end, like Secret of Mana kind of came together a bit better. I forgot the kid had that idle animation. This one is arguably more. I think this one's arguably more interesting. I think this has a lot more creative twists and turns if you're open to them. Some of the later areas has some really interesting mechanics and things to see. Yeah, Secret of Mana is a much more straightforward fantasy story for the era. They're both missing parts. Secret of Mana is very conspicuously missing a couple hours out of its late game. And this one feels like it's missing an ending, honestly. The ending of this game really needed a lot more work than it got. Playing great value, Marty McFly. Yeah. Marty McFly was very obviously the inspiration for this kid. Oh, watching Fear and Hunger Fury? Yeah. I think Fear and Hunger is the kind of game that's far more interesting for the majority of people to watch than to play. So, my pleasure, Hildy. My pleasure. This is a decent idea of the vibe of this game. When you're around people, like when you're in villages, when you're interacting with other people, the tone tends to be fairly light. There's some joking, there's some references to B movies and pop culture and stuff. When you're out adventuring, it's somber and dark and pretty creepy. Like after you talk to the people in this village, you wander through some jungle and you end up in like this tar pit area where your objective is a giant, absolutely giant bug carcass that you have to adventure through. And then the boss of that is Thrax, which we saw in the magazine, and is on the box art for the game, which is a bug with a toothed maw for a chest cavity that you have to climb inside and beat its heart to bits. Your nomination for Community Nights, we might be seeing more of it tomorrow. Oh, that's right, I forgot about that. Yeah. I might load up the save I have for it then, because I think that would let me get to the bug muck. Might even be in the bug muck. I don't remember. Yeah, pretty interesting game. So yeah, you're looking for an alchemist. You go into the bug muck. The Thrax had them all caught. And then you go through the mammoth graveyard, I think. All right, Tradon, have a good one. Sleep well. Sleep the sleep of the just. All right, the back half of Primordia. You have to climb into the volcano, which is actually powered by a giant boiler that you have to fight, which is really weird. And then you make it out of there to the desert. There's a bunch of watering around in the desert until you get to Nobelia. Do they have the thing? Oh, a skeleton can take you across the desert if you want. And then there's this, the Nobelia market. This is one of the more creative parts I was talking about. There is a trading, not really mini game, but like side plot or something. You need something from the market that you can't buy straight, so you need to do a whole barter thing where there's different stalls that trade different things for different values, and you gotta figure out what the best values are. Like, for example, there's 3 stalls that sell rice. One sells them for 3 jewels each, one for 6, one for 9. So obviously you want to go to the one that sells them for 3 each. If you want spices, you can pay 4 bags of rice or 4 pots, 2 beads plus 3 pots, or 20 jewels. And you have to math out what the best deal is there. Is there also a full side quest here for a specific item, like a non-necessary one? Oh, I mean, there's a bunch right here. I think this entire side of the page, like obsidian helmet, stone vest, bronze gauntlet, and silver sheath, I think are all equipables. And then these artifacts do different things. Some of them Some of them give you bonuses for being in your inventory. You just want to keep them in there. Other ones, like the Amulet of Annihilation, are actually used in certain alchemy spells. So yeah, in a perfect world, you want to get everything here, because there's a lot of really useful stuff. All right, see you later, Tradon. So yeah, you fight in the Colosseum for some reason. I forget why exactly. They call this the front half of the game. I'm not sure this actually covers... Well, maybe it does. Some are just worthless booby prizes. That too, yeah. So it requires a bit of experimentation. But yeah. Looks like next month we'll be able to talk about the rest of its flow. And the later parts of the game, which honestly, like, I remember for the most part, I remember the Primordia and Nobilia parts, but, Gothica, the game flow gets really weird in Gothica, and you start having to jump around to places you've already been, previously to get the stuff that you need. And then, yeah, unfortunately, the end of this game is pretty disappointing. It feels very unfinished. And the final boss of this game is a notorious pain in the ass. Yeah. So yeah, I can't in good conscience recommend Secret of Evermore to everyone the same way I would recommend Secret of Mana, despite its jank and shortcomings. This is just a really weird game. And if you're into the weirdness, if you're picking up what it's putting down, then yeah, it'll hit real good for you. I love this game. I really enjoy this game, but I cannot deny its flaws, and I do feel that they are a bit more disqualifying than Secret of Mana's. So I always have to mention that when we're talking about this game. So Gothic is the bit that really sticks in your head. For some reason, it doesn't for me. I think it's because the plot gets really meandery at that point. They start finding excuses to have you backtrack to different areas and stuff. Okay, a whole bunch of shit about Chrono Trigger. We're not going to read this. Oh, and then there's all this stuff about the endings. I'm going to research that before we get into Chrono Trigger, which should be relatively soon. I don't know that it's the next game that we're going to play, but sometime in the near future. Never played. One thing I know about is the toaster dog. Yes. Your dog takes a different form in each of the areas. Like in Primordia, he's like huge chunky dog. In Nobilia, he's like a lean greyhound. In Gothica, he's a poodle. And then in the final area, which is sci-fi themed, he's a robot dog whose body is literally a toaster. His idle animation is making toast. This is not an exaggeration. This is actually what happened. Feel the same way about the PS1 Baroque. Interesting game with a vibe, but jank and not for everyone. Yeah. God knows there are plenty of games out there like that. All right, classified information this month. What do we got? Treasure this, by the way. I feel the need to put this out here. Classified information is one of the few sections, possibly the only section in the magazine, that hasn't really changed aesthetically over its run, aside from them embossing and 3D yassifying the title up there. It's kept the manila folder, the gray background, the black bars behind the game titles. Treasure this while you can, because I am pretty sure from 96 this one's gonna be gone. I think the very final vestiges of Nintendo Power's original aesthetic will finally be laid to rest, and it will be missed. It will be missed. I can't help but mention, as we have ventured further and further into the long and storied run of Nintendo Power, how much I miss the early days of it. 89, 90, 91, 92. that really kind of was the golden age of Nintendo Power for me. Maybe because I was younger, maybe because it was more impactful then, maybe because I've had more time in my life to read back through those issues over and over again. But yeah, 89 to 90 might actually be my favorite period of Nintendo Power. Aesthetically, content-wise. And as we proceeded from there, every year that's gone by, we've lost more and more of... Sorry, my nose is really itchy right now. We've lost more and more of the look and feel that's so comfortable to me. And I'm a little... I would say even I'm a little anxious about getting to 96, because 96... Honestly, 96 was like the beginning of the end for me. I stayed subscribed through... God, maybe... Hang on, I have to check. Okay, I stayed subscribed through the entirety of 98. The last issue I have on my shelf over there is December of 98. So, but I do remember 96 being a big shift. I mean, certainly in terms of content, because, like I said, they're going to go real hard on the N64 starting in 96. Even though it's still many, many months away from being released. But aesthetically, content-wise, a lot of things changed in 96, and I started to lose my deep and abiding love for it. There was still plenty of Super NES and Game Boy coverage in there to keep me at it. But yeah, from 97 on, the focus was mainly on N64, and I was starting to lose focus because I wasn't as big on the N64 as a lot of people, so. But I did stick with it through 98, so we'll see. I have no idea what my last issue was. I can only hope I'll know when we get to the first I don't recognize. Yeah. I'm glad I have a clear delineation point. I'm glad there was a clean break at the end of 98. That means from January 99 on, it's all going to be new territory for me. It's all going to be stuff that I have never seen before. The other big Pokemon issue, which issue is that? If it's from 98, yes. If it was one of the monthly issues from 98, then yes, I do. If it was after 98, no, I don't. Definitely be a January, since that's when I first subscribed. Actually, I guess it's... Huh. Up until which year of publication will we be looking? The plan is to do the entire run. The plan is to go through the entirety of Nintendo Power, which will take us to really fucking far. We're not even halfway. December of 2012 was the final issue, volume 285. For reference, we are on volume 78. We have, if we are going to do the full run of Nintendo Power, we have over 200 issues to go. We're not even a third of the way done. Yeah. 2012. 285 issues. So, non-zero chance I'll be doing this for the rest of my natural life. We need to pick up the pace. Well, let's see here. We've done 70 some issues across 4 years. There's 200 to go. Should take another 12 years, I think. Somewhere around 12 more years to finish this. I'll be 54. August 1998. Hang on. This is August 1998. You can see at the top of it, it says introducing Pokemon Power. Inside, yeah. There. I don't know if you can read that. Collector's Edition Pokemon Power. It was like a sub, like it's like a sub mini magazine inside the main magazine. It's supposed to be inside of the back cover, and I can see where I tore it out. So I gotta figure out if I still have that or not. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I'll also have to see if our Nintendo Power Archive that we've got here actually has that. So yeah. But thanks for pointing that out. It's something... On the bright side, that means we're not actually that far away from getting to Pokemon. Back half of 1998? I mean, that's just, what? 2 years? 3 years. 3 years of magazines from here. Well, at the pace that we've been going, that should take, like, 2 real-time years to get to, I guess. It'll be fine. We'll work it out. It'll be great. Anyway, this issue. We have to finish this issue if we're going to get to the next issue and get one issue closer to Pokemon. Donkey Kong Country has a hidden warp. If you like to skip the early stage of Donkey Kong Country, you find a hidden warp zone between Coral Capers and Funky Flights. Oh, that's kind of weird. As you walk between the two areas, tap the B button very quickly to skip ahead. It's bizarre. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movies, power-up code, another Mickey and Mickey Mania. Before the end of the second stage, you can take a short detour and meet another Mickey Mouse. At the top of the elevator shaft, you normally follow the path to the right to get to the Mad Doctor's lab. You get back on the elevator, it'll take you to a different path. Once you meet your twin, the screen will fade and you'll appear outside the lab. That's weird. Oddish would never break and try thing early. He also never streams Sundays. There is a non-zero chance I jump to Pokemon before we actually get there in the magazine. It is possible. I mean, obviously, I'm going to do Ocarina of Time before we get to Ocarina of Time in the magazine. So. Secret moves, Looney Tunes B-Ball, stage skip and Claymates. Cheat menu and Primal Rage, Secret Library and Robo-Trek. Man, like, I really want to play through Robo-Trek someday. But it would be a bit of a time investment. I don't know how interested, because we've already been past Robo-Trek in the magazine. People didn't seem too enthused about it. But it seems like a really neat game. The way you build your party, like you build robots to serve as your party in it. I wonder if Designer Power ever showed that rare-ass Super Mario World glitch where in the first world you can land on a platform, the code breaks, and you get the endgame congratulations. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we go through classified information every month. They haven't mentioned it yet. I guess it depends on when it was discovered. Donkey Kong Warp reminded you of that? Yeah. Yeah, it would be similar, wouldn't it? Credits in Uniracers, Kobayashi Maru in Star Trek Starfleet Academy, color change in Super Bomberman 2, and you can just skip to the end cinema scenes in King Arthur and the Knights of Justice, but you didn't earn it, chat. You didn't earn that victory, so you can't really, you shouldn't cheat yourself and the game, as we were all informed so long ago. Oh, and then there's some extra codes and shit. Or not codes, combos for Killer Instinct. Because, oh boy, everybody loves Killer Instinct now. But then there's Zoop! Zoop, chat! Zoop is served! Fast and Furious Puzzle Pack. Tired of Tetris? Skipped out on an appointment with Dr. Mario? Maybe what you need is a fresh approach to the whole match and zap puzzle theme, which is what you'll find in Viacom New Media's Zoop. Besides having a unique four-way playing field, this innovative puzzler features interesting power-ups and gameplay that accelerates very quickly, even at the lower difficulty settings. Die-hard puzzle fans are sure to find lots of challenge here. It's classified information. You earned it because it doesn't exist. What's up, Derpelganger? Good to see you tonight. One puzzle, two puzzle. All right, the aim of the game is shoot the advancing pieces before they reach the center square. You better believe this is tougher than it sounds. Yeah, your blaster must be the same color as the piece you're eliminating. If it's a different color, it'll swap, and the piece will remain in play. In level play, the grid will clear after every level. You still have to deal with a changing background, which is more of a factor than you might think. The designers found that different patterns can draw your eyes in different directions, taking your attention away from certain areas of the screen. Before you know it, blammo! A bunch of pieces sneaks up on you. Is that grammatically correct? It doesn't sound right. But if sneaks is operating on bunch... Zoop, zoop. Grammatic way. Sorry, I'm ruminating. I can't help it. I'm wondering if a bunch of pieces sneaks up on you is grammatically correct. Because it doesn't, when I say it out loud, it doesn't sound correct. But if I break it down... Yeah, it doesn't sound right. Bunch of pieces sneak up on you, a bunch of pieces sneaks up on you. Yeah. bunch of pieces sneak. Yeah, that sounds correct. But is that just because of the proximity of pieces to sneak? Because technically sneak is applying to the bunch. Putting more thought into this than whoever wrote this, and I pride myself on that, god damn it. If I'm gonna be slinging potato salad at a grocery store for the next foreseeable future, I gotta get my editing jimmies rustled somewhere else. 4 types of power-ups, proximity bombs, line bombs, color bombs, bonus springs. Because of the random nature of the game, you'll need several strategies. First, alternate between lines with the same 2 pieces. Secondly, keep rows as orderly as possible. Use single pieces to change color rather than a piece at the head of a mixed line. Look for lines that only need a change or 2. Excuse me, chat. Getting late. I'm tired. I have an admittedly intuitive grasp of grammar. A bunch of pieces sneak up on you is correct to you. What's up, Del Polo? I feel like a bunch works differently grammatically than the bunch, which feels real weird. I don't know. I don't know, and I'm too lazy to look it up. Let's play some Zoop, chat. I don't know how many of you have seen Zoop, but Zoop is pretty cool. Let's get Zooped. It's also, I think, the last game in my archive. It is, yes. Bunch of pieces plural, so sneak is right, whereas a piece singular, so sneaks would be right. I'm inclined to agree. I'm inclined to agree. I like your line of thinking there. Zoop! Zoop! Release some Halloween promotional art for Gundam. I have to say, Suletta, towering over almost every other female character in the franchise, never stops being funny. She isn't even that tall. Zoop! It's just fun to say. Panel Comp is not. That's a very boring name. Zoop! Not to be confused with Plock or Zork or Zool. Let's do level this time. I think we did continuous last time. They're so sneaky! Ah, there we go. This dang background. Oops. I did it. What a bop. Yeah, this game has excellent music, too. Which I think definitely helps the appeal. Supremely jazzy. Yeah, whoever did the soundtrack didn't need to go this hard, but I'm glad they did. Oh, hello. Zoop's had a similar soundtrack effort. I still have no idea what the fuck the goal of this is. You need to clear as many of these approaching shapes as possible. And you do that by shooting them when you match the color. So I can shoot these green ones over here, right? Now if I shoot a different color, we switch. So now I'm purple. So now I want to shoot all the purple ones. And also whatever this power-up is. I don't know. Blue's going a little aggro. There we go. It's a neat game. I like it. Y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of these like score attacky puzzle games, but Zoop's definitely one of the better ones I've played. Hate the backgrounds. The backgrounds are trying to make things harder on you, and they are succeeding. And I think they're only gonna get worse. Like, I think they're gonna do like checked patterns and stuff later. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's probably enough of this. You know how to zoop now. You understand the concept of zooping. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to share Zoop with the world. This is my Zoop kitchen from which I operate. So yeah. Very appropriate for a Take-Two feature. Don't really need more than 2 pages to... I know, Hildy, I know. I deserve that. I deserved that. I can't deny it. Moving on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Do I even want to deal with this tonight? Do I even want to deal with this tonight? Okay. All right. I tell you what. No. I tell you what. I'm gonna make you a deal. There are, I believe, 2 Virtual Boy games in this issue. This one and the one after it. Let's get them out of the way. We got 30 minutes left. Let's just clear the deck. Let's get the Virtual Boy garbage out of our... Nope, Hildy. You saw 2 full pages of red and black screenshots and you pushed that button. No takesy backsies. You must wield this power responsibly. Too bad. Kevin fucking Costner is no excuse, okay? This was Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I could maybe give you a little leeway. Not Waterworld. Not this time. It's a battle to save humanity, and the future is shifting. The polar axis floods the earth and divides survivors in 2 groups. The simple, peaceful tollers who live in floating cities while searching for dry land are helpless against the onslaughts of the evil smokers. Only you can save them. Each round of Ocean's new shoot-'em-up thrusts you in the midst of battle as you're ambushed by a squad of crazed smokers trying to finish off a half-wrecked atoll. Rocketing over the oceans and wave riders, the smokers will try to scoop atollers out of the water and whisk them back to their diabolical leader, the Deacon. They haven't counted on running into flack from you and your Trimarin, though. The most interesting variation on the standard shooter is the 360-degree action. Smokers can attack you from any angle, including behind. Thanks to Virtual Boy's amazing depth of field, the bad guys rush up with blinding speed. Spin fast and shoot faster if you want to beat them. So this game is notable for a couple reasons. One is that the initial screenshots of this actually made it look good. The initial screenshots of this notably had water textures and an actual environment in which things happen. That's not what happened. You will play this game in a black soulless void, and that is all that you will get. It's also notable because it's basically an entire game made out of the Mode 7 sections from better games, like the Super Star Wars games. And without something to really expand upon that gameplay in any way, it doesn't really make for a very satisfying game experience. We have streamed this before. I have played this before, and I can tell you up front, it gets tedious and boring very fast because every wave is essentially... I'm sorry, I'm so excited of playing this. It just overwhelms me with joy. Yeah, every wave is the same. There are people in the water. Protect them. Shoot the smokers. Shoot the sharks, and I mean that's it. Did they give this more than 2 pages? No, they didn't. So we're gonna talk about this in Virtual League Baseball, and then we should be done for the night. I accept that. Oh yeah. Bet. Oh, they'll be releasing Waterworld for the Switch Virtual Console. Hildy, just remember, okay? Just remember. This is entirely your fault, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Alrighty, let's get into this. Weep. Bloop. I'm optimistic that we'll never again have to see or think about the Virtual Boy Waterworld after this is done. Well, there is the now playing for this issue. It should show up there. And, somebody else might get a wild hair. Important, read the manual. This might kill you. Your eyes do not deceive you. Ocean did not bother to actually center the logo of this game. It is cut off on my screen, too. Holy shit, this it's ass. It is garbage. It is one of the worst games I've ever played in my life. That's it. This is the entire game. This is all we're ever gonna do. They don't add interesting obstacles. They will add one more new enemy, a shark. Oh god, it can't even. Oh no, I'm sorry. They do add two more enemies. There's a big boat. There's like an actual speedboat. And then there is a shark. Or I guess multiple sharks, really. But yeah, the smokers come in. They don't attack you. They don't actually threaten you in any way. They just come to grab people, and then you blast them, and that's that. Funny enough, the Trimaran in the actual movie didn't have like a machine gun or anything on it. It just had a harpoon gun, which is not represented here in any way. Did I get that Enola modifier? The Enola multiplier is so dumb because it's just arbitrarily one specific survivor. I don't even know if you can recognize her visually because I'm not even trying. Oh no! I literally forgot about that. If you collide with one of the smokers, you die. I had completely forgotten that there was like a failure state for you. Oh, they got one of them. Oh, there's the shark. You literally just have to knock the shark underwater. I guess you can't kill him. You can kill humans, but not sharks. That seems fair. Just do the zombies and my neighbors thing. If any toller is taken, they don't come back for the next round. I believe so, yeah. I believe so. This was a Virtual Boy game, yes. Now I'm curious. There is gonna be a Super Nintendo Waterworld game. All right, had enough with this. It sucks and I hate it. It sucks, is bad, and I hate it. Now, I hope we all learned a valuable lesson tonight. Because Super Nintendo Waterworld, I'm pretty sure, has those like Mode 7 sequences. But I think it also has like side-scrolling and stuff. Yeah, don't tune in just before Waterworld. Sorry, Dominic. Sorry. When to get a snack? What came after Evermore? Zoop. We did Zoop. That's what you missed. Zoop. Did not need 2 pages of tips and tricks. It really didn't. It really, really didn't. Of course, I don't think Virtual League Baseball does either. In fact, I don't think they give any tips for this. Yeah, they don't. They just kind of talk about the basic mechanics of it and the different game modes, and that's it. Oh, but then they do. Okay, so they gave this one 4 pages so that they could break down the actual players, which I guess if you were dumb enough to buy this game and put time into it, then you might be interested in the stats of the characters in it. Sorry, what? USA none. USA has no all-star hitter. And of course Japan has 2. And Canada's is, you're right, Canada's is beaver. Partial beavers. Who isn't really? And then there's a couple passwords if you want the Japanese miracle team to just destroy everybody. Yeah, Timberborn 1.0. I'm super excited for that. I'm really excited for that. I'm looking forward to it. All right, and that's that. Okay, let's stop here. Let's call it here, chat. Because we made quite a bit of progress tonight. We got like 30 or so pages left in the magazine. We're obviously not going to clear through them in like the next 15 minutes. We can come back here on Saturday. Who the fuck is Ken Barger? The local expert on Super Nintendo Judge Dredd. Obviously. Why does this shirt match the background? That is the Ken Barger magic at work. I get to giggle at Bad Bad again in a couple days. How do I enter the exit door? So yeah, we'll be back here on Saturday. Before that, tomorrow night is the October Community Night. We're gonna be doing spooky games at long last, chat. I do, for my part, I feel the need to apologize for the lack of spooky games this month. I just have not had the mental capacity for it. I do wish we could have continued with Look Outside. Someday I do want to return to Look Outside, especially now they've gotten a 2.0 update. I don't know if you knew about that, but a couple days ago, Look Outside got a major update that added a bunch more like plot lines and endings and stuff to it. So when we do someday come back to Look Outside, we'll have more to do. But yeah, I like doing Spooktober stuff. I enjoy doing a cavalcade of spooky, creepy, whatever games for Spooktober. My last couple Octobers have just been fucking cursed though. So I do apologize for that. Someday, I hope to have actual good Octobers again, and then maybe we can get back to doing like really fun stuff for them. But I mean, look on the bright side. This October gave us Final Fantasy IV at last. I might not have even ever decided to play it otherwise. So, seasonally appropriate curses. I know, right? It's crazy how that works. So yeah. Everything works out in the end, chat. Everything eventually works out. So, we got Final Fantasy IV out of the deal. We'll still do Look Outside someday. The Power Hours rage on, and we're still getting some spooky games tomorrow night as I spin the wheel and play some of y'all's first horror games ever, which reminds me I need to spend some time tomorrow to get the last of those that I haven't grabbed up yet. A couple ROMs I'm missing at the moment, but anyway. So yeah, community night tomorrow night, back to the Power Hours on Saturday, no stream on Sunday because I never stream on Sundays, ever. And then Monday we will finish Final Fantasy IV, and then who knows what comes after? I don't. I haven't decided. I haven't even really given it much thought yet. So. That's it, chat. That's the plan. That's the evening. That's what we done, gone, and did and doed it. Go find somebody to raid. Let me send you off into this good night. I'll send you over to, let's see. I'm gonna send you Bassie again. Bassie is doing something called Fear the Spotlight, which sounds like it might be cozy horror, at least for them. so you can experience some of what I'm rambling about, I guess. So, yeah. Anyway, gang, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you for joining me for more of the Power Hours, more in our lifelong journey to share and experience the entirety of Nintendo Power, the whole published run. I still can't believe there are 285 issues of Nintendo Power in existence. But God willing, assuming my decrepit frame holds out long enough, we will get to each and every one of them. But that's a tale for another time. Thanks again for coming out. Hopefully I will see you out tomorrow night for the October Community Night. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.